Hello, grade sevens. I just wanted to talk over the case study that was given as part of week two's enabling activity. What is important to recognize is that when you're given a case study, there is a certain level of critical thinking that needs to come into it. So you need to apply knowledge that you have acquired to the case study to back up your answers or any statements that you make. So the information in this case study tells us that when Sophie's father passed away, she inherited 500,000 Rand and she needs to make a decision. Hopefully the decision that Sophie makes will be a wise decision and she just won't spend the money without trying to use that money to grow money effectively. So the options presented are she can invest the 500,000 Rand, earn interest on it and still work for a salary, which implies that she's already working. Or she can use the money as capital, which we would call own capitals, to start her own hairdressing business. She knows that it is hard work and stressful to have one's own business. A friend told her that she could make a lot of money by opening a spaza shop nearby a school where she can sell food and cool drinks to the children. So that would be different to her idea of being a hairdresser or having a hairdressing salon. And it's a different type of business as well. Using the information from the case study you presented, there are a couple of questions that you need to answer. The first one is, if Sophie decides to invest her money at a bank, state how she will get an income. 1.2, if Sophie decides to open her own hairdressing business, state how she will get an income. 1.3, if Sophie decides to start a spaza shop, state how she will get an income. 1.4, if Sophie decides to open a hairdressing business, compile a list of some examples of her expenses. 1.5, if Sophie decides to open a spaza shop, list some examples of expenses. 1.6, motivate why Sophie is right when she says it is a lot of stress and hard work to own a business. Give reasons for your answer. So you'd need to say it's stressful because, or it's hard work because, and list some of these things that are stressful or hard work. And 1.7, what do you think would be the best decision for Sophie to make? Justify your answer with a reason. Earlier, I had mentioned about making a wise decision and what that meant, and this case study presents a couple of ideas. The first idea is that if Sophie has to put her money into the bank, she can in fact get an income, and that income would be the interest that the bank pays her for putting money in the bank as a fixed deposit, for example. And a note I've previously given to you had explained what a fixed deposit is. And the amount of interest that she would earn depends on the interest rate. So she'd have to do some calculations there, but we don't need to go into that right now. But you do need to know that she can earn interest by putting her money in the bank. The question is, how does that compare to earning an income by running a business? So the case study presents two types of business ideas. One is to provide a service, such as a hairdressing business, and one is to sell products, such as owning a spaza shop. And no doubt, you would have heard the words essential services and essential products during the course of this lockdown. So I hope you've questioned what that means, what is an essential service is, and what essential products are that we are allowed to purchase during this time. I think it's also right to mention at this point in time that for small business owners, and there might be some parents listening in now, it's an incredibly challenging time, which is what question 1.6 I think alludes to. So we need to be mindful that owning your own business is incredibly challenging, as we have seen happening now. But there are also pluses to it, which means it can be incredibly rewarding. Right, so when you answer 1.7, so long as you're able to motivate, which means giving reasons for your answer, you'll be fine. So grade 7, the next slide is the memorandum for the case study. Please mark accordingly, take note of the mark allocation, take note that if it's worth 3 marks, we do expect you to give 3 examples. If it's worth 4 marks, we expect you to write a couple of sentences so that you explain or motivate or give reasons, depending what the question asks. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has been useful.